Okay, after having understood the theory part of delegation, let's go into the Hersey blank chart situational leadership model. Okay, now this is simple. I'm just giving you, it will give you a tool. It is going to give you a tool as to how to delegate. Okay, if you really look at this model, uh, the leader's directive behavior was mapped against the supportive behavior. How does the leader behave with or where does he need to be high directive and where does he need to be a high supportive is what is we want to look at. So let us look at people who are freshers. They need definitely high directive and low support. Okay, so you need to tell them. So obviously it is going to start with quadrant number 1. Okay, then as he starts growing in the organization, you need to be high directive and high supportive, which is mainly coaching. First you are clearly directing. In the second quadrant you are actually coaching him, giving him instructions. This is how you do it, this is, and you are going to be there for him, all that kind of coaching. Then you're going to be low on your support directive and high on supportive. That's when the person becomes more skilled, more confident about his work. So your behavior needs to be more supportive and less directive. And finally, you need to delegate. When the person reaches, your behavior needs to be low supportive and low directive. That's where the delegation. So if you really look at the journey for you as a leader will be from 1, 2, 3 and 4. For freshers, you need to be more directive, and for the seasoned people, the skilled people, you are going to be in the delegation mode. There will be a coaching mode, there will be a supporting mode. Depending on different people, they will be different, right? So you will have to identify who belongs to the coaching category, who belongs to the directing category. That way. You understand this model, Hersey blank chart situational leadership? Let's go. How does the follower task readiness? Okay, the follower's competency against commitment was mapped. A person with high commitment and low competence becomes an enthusiastic beginner, which is the D1. Okay, remember that when you started your work, you were definitely highly committed and your competence level was a little low. You were very enthusiastic, but competence was a pretty low. Then when you started doing things and then things did not work for you or you got criticism, then your commitment fell down. The competence level was still low and you became a disillusioned learner. Over a period of time, what happened to you is that your competence started growing, you started training yourself, you started getting that confidence, but the commitment level was still low. Okay, so here you became more a cautious performer. You weren't really willing to take that risk of a self-reliant achiever, which is the D4 quadrant, where the person's commitment was high and the competence level was very high. So if you really look at it, if you merge both these Johari windows, what will happen is that the person who has high directive, low supportive, the journey for leader moves from D1 to D2 to D3 to D4, depending on identifying who and where the person belongs to. I think so you got to map people as to whether their competence is high, whether their confidence level is high, their competence is low, what is their commitment level, all these things. You will be able to judge people, and then according to that you will be able to put them into these quadrants, whether they were coaching, whether they're in delegation, whether they need direction, or whether they need support. Okay, so use this information in your delegation process. Okay, this is going to help you in your delegation process. So there are 5 levels of delegation. So level 1 delegation is collect the information, give it to me, I will make the job. I'll do the job by myself. Your job is to just go, and that's a very low level of delegation, if I may call it. If I may call it delegation. Okay. Second level is collect the information and give me some options. Think through it. You go give your thoughts through it and give me some options. I will still make the decisions, but you got to give me some options for that. The third level delegation is collect the information, give me the options, and tell me which option will you choose and why would you choose that, if that's the option that you're going to give me. Now that gives me a certain confidence that I know that you're thinking in the right direction. So that's why I will ask you to give me the options and to give me the choice. What is going to be your choice? That is going to be a third level of delegation. Fourth level is collect the information, give me the options, tell me which one will you choose, and if you don't hear back from me, go ahead and implement it. That means I know that you're thought through enough and you're in the right direction. If I don't get back to you, just go ahead and do it. And the final level, which is the best level for delegation, just do it. Okay, so you will have to move your skills of delegation from level 1 delegation, which according to me is task distribution, to level 5, which is the true skill of delegation. So I think so you can use the blank chart and this information and better your delegation skills, right? So with this information, what I am going to do now, I'm going to pause here and then give you the 7 steps of delegation.